What up, what up, what up? On to Live Game episode 138. This is the Average Man's Perspective on Football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Yeah. It's that type of mood tonight.
Say what?
Nothing.
Next up is Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
And as you can see, we are missing one tonight. Brian, he is out sick. Hopefully he'll be, we wish Brian the best and he'll be back next week. But week 5? Week 5 was in the books. It was a good week. Some good games. I believe Mark is hosting tonight.
I am.
Yeah. So go ahead and start us off, Mark. Oh, hold on. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially watch on YouTube. You can join us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Live Game, on Twitter /X at The Live Game 3, and on Instagram at The Official Delay of Game. So go ahead and start us off, Mark.
Welcome to our show. Like I said, we're missing Mr. Holly today, so we wish him back. Wish him back soon. Hope
speedy recovery.
He gets himself together and come back, quick. But we're going to talk about some NFL news. We're going to get in some NFL, some hot topics, review our last week's games, picks for the next week game, and then end the show with our final thoughts. So right now we're going to start with the news, and I'll kick it back to you, Marcus. Give us the first news story.
The New England Patriots are taking legal action against Eastern Airlines over their travel contract and seeking compensation of over $22.8 million. The NFL team is alleging the airline attempted to hike prices just before the start of the preseason, per the New York Post. The Patriots contend Eastern Airlines engaged in what could be described as an end-around maneuver. Eastern Airlines allegedly sought to pressure them into renegotiating their travel arrangements, resulting in a dispute which has now landed in court. A breach of contract lawsuit filed by the Patriots details the incident. If the New England Patriots did not pay Eastern more than the provided for in the parties' agreement, Eastern would simply walk away from the agreement, leaving the Patriots without an airplane operator on the eve of the upcoming NFL season, and with no plan in place to transport the Patriots' sizable contingent of players, coaches, and other personnel across the country, the lawsuit alleges. That's weird.
Yeah,
that's very weird. Like, why would you want to mess with a contract like that? I would imagine it's if you're an airline, that's a very good contract to have.
And Eastern Airlines sounds like it's just like one of these. They only do like charter stuff because they're ain't nobody flying Eastern Airlines nowhere.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, it sounds more like it.
That's a big contract.
I mean, that's guaranteed money.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I wonder if like New England played in London this year. They don't, but would they fly them overseas too? That'd be something.
Maybe they might get. Well, I guess I don't know. They usually want the bigger planes for that, though. I guess it all depends on what size plane they're flying.
Yeah. All right, so we got the next news story. Herman, take it away with that one.
So Minnesota Vikings top wide receiver Justin Jefferson is being placed on injured reserve and will miss at least the next 4 games of the season. Jefferson suffered a strained right hamstring during their 20-27 loss to the Chiefs this past Sunday. The Vikings have decided not to rush him back, and that's why they're putting him on IR. So it's interesting stuff going on in Minnesota. Trade rumors with Cousins, and they want to get Justin Jefferson signed to a contract, probably making him highest paid wide receiver in the league. But does he want to do that if he don't have no quarterback? That's going to be kind of interesting.
Not only that, as far as fantasy aspects go, he's my top pick in my fantasy draft, which is going to hurt me for the next couple of weeks. So I'm not looking forward to that one.
Well, Cousins is my quarterback because I've been using him. So yeah.
I mean, this year, I guess so far you've been good, but if you pick Justin Jefferson or
Chase,
Jamar Chase, you really annoyed right now this season.
Well, Chase is one of my keeper league, and Burrow is my quarterback. I've been having to bench Burrow until he got himself right.
Yeah, Burrows is hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah, he's just killing me, man.
He looked good last week. He might be back.
Yeah, I played him last week.
All right, so the next story we have to talk about is going to be a top 5 power ranking heading to week 6. You've got starting number 5, the Detroit Lions. Number 4, the Miami Dolphins. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. And leading number 1, the San Francisco 49ers.
Do the Lions play either the 49ers or the Chiefs this year? I mean,
they beat the Chiefs.
I mean, the Eagles this year.
No, they haven't played. The Eagles haven't played the 49ers yet.
Okay.
No, he was asking, do the Lions play?
The Lions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, they haven't played either one of them. Did they?
That's a good question, though. You want to see? You want to see what that matchup would be like with the Lions, huh?
Well, I mean, that's gonna tell if you're legit or not. I mean, I have faith in the Lions, but I need them to beat somebody.
Yeah,
November says.
But I tell you what, Golf is playing real good though. He's playing some good ball right now. All right,
I wonder about their defense, the Lions' defense still.
It's actually pretty good. That Aiden Richardson dude.
Well, they have a couple of injuries in the secondary, which is starting to show now. So we have to see. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're gonna get into a next series here this week. Another episode of Darian's Corner, where we break down the play from the past Sunday game with the Houston Texans versus the Atlanta Falcons.
What's going on, Delay Game viewers? Welcome to another edition of Darian's Corner, man. And this week we're getting into a pretty clutch throw made by CJ Stroud with about 1:28 left, down by 6 in the fourth quarter to Atlanta. So first thing we're going to get from the offense is an 11 personnel set with a trio right bunch formation. So that's going to be 1 running back here, 1 tight end here at the point of the formation. Then you're going to have your 3 wide receivers, your 5 linemen, and your 1 quarterback. So getting into the defensive personnel and set a little bit, we're going to have a big nickel, which is pretty similar to a regular nickel set, except you're going to have your 4 linemen here, 2 linebackers here, and instead of a 3rd corner in the slot, you're going to have a 3rd safety over the top. So getting into that concept defensively a little bit, we're going to have what we call a box coverage here. Look at the alignment, just make a nice little simple box for you. So you're going to have this corner responsible for anything to the flats. You're going to have this safety responsible for anything high and outside. This safety responsible for anything over the middle. This linebacker is going to be responsible for anything shallow or crossing inside. And this safety is going to be responsible for robbing anything over the middle. Now to the backside, you're just going to get man coverage here. And you're going to get a linebacker playing hook area to flat with slant help. So getting into the offensive side of things a little bit, what we're going to get is a curl route from the number 1 receiver, curl route from the number 3 receiver. You're going to get a slant and go route from this backside receiver, and the bread and butter route of the play here is what we call a stick and nod route here from Dalton Schultz. Now what that's going to do is it's going to pull the attention of both this safety and this rob technique here that's coming across the middle of the field, and it's going to allow him to slip right back over the top for a touchdown, because you're not going to have this safety playing outside or this backer carrying you up the seam, as we will see here in a moment. Let's get that clip rolling for y'all. Now, as you can see, curl route pulls this safety and this backer. Curl route pulls this corner. Stick move pulls this safety down, and this route technique is coming across. And then boom, now route slips right behind him for a touchdown. Now, if we can go ahead and see that from the back angle, as you can see how effective this move was. One more time, he's going to push vertically here, fake across the middle, and then right back over the top for that touchdown. Now notice how much he sells that across the middle before he starts working back vertically. That's very important in these type of routes that we're giving good head fakes, giving a slight little drive, and then boom, getting right back up the field. Almost a teach tape from our wide receivers out there. Then he makes a nice catch with that safety coming across the field to hit him. Overall, that's definitely a great concept to run when you're kind of aware of what the defense is going to give you. It seemed like that the Texans knew out of that box set they were going to bring a safety across the middle and try to take anything away, so they just went ahead and gave him that fake dig route right behind where both the safeties have vacated, and ended up being an easy touchdown to go ahead and take the lead in that game. Also, props to CJ Stroud for making that throw across the middle. That's not easy for a lot of rookies to trust that sort of look, especially with that safety coming across the middle trying to get him for an easy pick six. So I definitely want to give credit to both the Texans offensive coordinator and the Texans quarterback for drawing up that nice adjustment to that coverage that they gave him. So thank y'all again for tuning in to Delay a Game, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to Darian's Corner. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next week.
Fantastic.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you,
Good
Darren.
breakdown.
See, Herman, curl routes do have a purpose. See, ain't nothing wrong with some curl routes.
Yeah, it was funny because when he was drawing the curl routes, I was like, "Is this Kellen Moore again?"
Yeah, you see, it serves its purposes. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna get into our hot topics for the day. The first one we got here is should the Panthers have chosen CJ Stroud instead of Bryce Young with the number 1 pick in the 2023 NFL draft? And should Andy Dalton be starting right now instead of Young? So Herman, I'll let you start this one off. What do you think about their choice in the draft choice, and should Dalton be in there?
I think it's too soon to really to even make this decision and all. I mean, to really look at it right now, because they're both young in their careers. I mean, they're both still rookies, and some rookies are going to be in a better situation than others. I think that, we'll know in time whether or not that they should have took Stroud over Young. You also got to throw in, I think, Anthony Richardson too, the Colts quarterback, because he looking pretty good until he got hurt. But again, they will forever be tied together in their NFL career because of how they came out together and where they were picked. Should Andy Dalton be starting right now instead of Young? I'm gonna say no. Carolina, that was their plan, was to play the rookie, throw him into the fire, and let him learn. And really, this is the only way you can learn in the NFL. I think it may be the best way to learn, in my opinion. As long as you don't see him start to lose any confidence or anything like that, leave him out there. You don't want to let him get too beat up, which I don't think he's doing. But you just got to leave him out there and let him learn and play under fire. Put him in the best situations you can so he can be successful. Gear things towards him and what he's comfortable doing. Don't try to force, the square peg in the round hole. So I say right now it's too early really to have that conversation. My opinion is, it's a crapshoot. Stroud may look good now, but he could look bad later, and Young might look good later. So you just never know.
Marcus, what's your take?
It's too early. I think it's too early. We're only 5 games into the season. It's too early to tell. I mean, people forget. Peyton Manning's first year was garbage. It takes a while. Everybody expects. Okay, your first round pick, your overall first round pick. You should come in and start. But being an NFL quarterback is not easy. It's a big difference between college and the pros. Just because you were great in college don't mean you're gonna be good in the pros. Just because we've had great quarterbacks in the pros who weren't that great in college, never got any kind of recognition. I think people are too hooked on to I'm gonna call it the Patrick Mahomes side effect. They expect you to come out there and just be great from the very beginning. Patrick Mahomes and any other quarterback that does that, it's probably going to be an anomaly. You're not, or also I guess it's also the Ben Roethlisberger effect too, because he came in his rookie year and won like 13 games. It's just not going to be like that. There's other variables involved: coaching staff, the players you have around you. I mean, who does Bryce Young have around him? I mean, nobody. Yeah. And actually, and right now, I think CJ Stroud is better off, because I actually think the coaching staff in Houston, Texas might be better than the ones in Carolina Panthers. I'm beginning to lose faith faith in Frank Wright. He's a great offensive coordinator, but he may not be a great head coach. So right now it's just too early. Just wait. You can't 5 games into the season, you can't just be ready to dump your number one pick or
second guessing it
or second guessing it.
Yeah.
It is not give him I say 3 years. If in year 3 he hasn't improved and showed improvement, then maybe time to look it up before you sign that big contract, or 3 years. 1 year is not enough. And then that's not like he went to a team that was one piece away.
right.
He went to a team that sucked last year, sucked the year before that. So it's too soon to tell.
He needs to show progression each year, too. So yeah.
On the choosing Stroud over him, I think I agree with you guys on it's going to take time to really tell. You got to give him a little time to develop on it, to find out. But they did give up a lot to get him. They did. They moved up. They gave up the next year's draft choices, number 1, to the Bears. So they gave up a fortune to get him. It's just unfortunately they didn't surround him around a lot of talent. They got rid of McCaffrey. They got rid of DJ Moore. They got rid of a lot of people before they even got their quarterback really settled in there. And he just doesn't have the talent around him right now for him to really succeed. On the second part of it, do I think Andy Dalton should start? I think so. I would have probably liked for them to start the season with him being on the bench and broken him. He's a much smaller frame quarterback. He's small, and you don't have the best of offensive line around him right now. So yeah, I think he would have benefit from like sitting the first year, maybe come bring him in sprinkles here and there, and getting ready for the second or third year. But yeah, I mean,
he ain't getting no taller.
They get he needs to beef up. He needs to get bigger.
He does need to get bigger. I'll agree with that.
He's smallish for a quarterback to be playing quarterback. He's small.
Hey, give me 1 second, yo.
Sure. But you look at Brett. Aaron Rodgers. He didn't start a couple of years when he came in. Mahomes didn't start. I'm sorry.
It was 3 years.
Okay.
My bad.
But Mahomes didn't start the first year he came in either.
Yeah, but they had
a veteran there.
They had a veteran there.
Yeah. So I mean, there's cases where your young quarterback does sit for a while, and you let him, get learn his way through there and go through it. I honestly think Frank Wright. I mean, he probably wasn't the choice that Frank Wright really wanted. I think the management wanted Young more so than anything else. So Frank Wright is just working with what the groceries that was delivered to him. So
yeah,
we see. But as far as second guessing the draft choice, I think it's too soon to tell on that one. But I do believe they should have started Andy Dalton in the beginning and just brought Young in down the road. So what time would tell?
So let me say this: the draft process has to change. You can't be giving the Super Bowl champion the number 1 pick.
He's probably thinking lottery like the NBA, but I mean that's not gonna because you could still have teams that could have one bad season, fall into the lottery, and be a juggernaut and get like the number 1 pick. So
hey, regardless of where you land at, you still got to pick the right player for your for what you're trying to do. If you don't pick the right player, it's been proven. I don't care if you got the number 1 draft choice. If you don't choose the right player, it ain't gonna matter.
And we've seen a lot of number 1. I mean, you can go back to Peyton Manning and Brian Leaf. Think about that one.
The history shows it.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck, RG3.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
you can name a ton of them.
Yeah, you still got to pick it right. So yeah, you're right about that.
All right. So you ready to get into some last week's games?
Yes, sir.
There were some heartbreakers in there. Hey, I think this was the first week all three of our teams played this particular week. At least we're talking about it.
You mean that we picked them all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It means that we picked them all. Yeah.
Oh, correct.
I was thinking, ain't nobody been on no bye week. What you talking about?
All right, so the first game we had was the Chicago Bears, the 0-4 Chicago Bears, taking on the 2-2 Commanders. This game was actually a blowout. The Bears won it 40-20. And this game also marked the Dick Butkus had died the same day, so there was a little ceremony, sadness in this particular game. I think it may have gave the Bears a lot of hype and a lot of promise for them to go out and do well in this particular game. And the stats on this one is the Sam Howell was 37 for 51, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Leading rusher was Brian Robinson Jr., 6 carries, 10 yards, 0 touchdowns. Leading receiver for him, Logan Thomas, 9 catches for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. For the Bears, Justin Fields, 15 for 29, 292 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Khalil Herbert, 10 carries for 76 yards, 0 touchdown. DJ Moore, 8 catches, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'll start this one out first. Man, the Bears, I mean, for them to come out and break a 14-game losing streak against the Commanders was pretty bad. I don't know, man. I think the Commanders might have the worst defense in the NFC right now. They it's pretty bad. I thought they had the rookie on them early in the game, and then they switched him up and put another cat on. I think Fuller was on him. He smoked him. I don't think they double teamed this man the whole game either. The Commanders allowed in the last games 36 points per game so far this season. 36. They rushed for 145 yards total. But one bright note I'll say about the Commanders, Marcus, Sam Howell is one tough you know what.
Why you say Marcus? I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't know what you're talking about.
The boy Sam Howell is looking like he might be our future. I will give you that. Sam Howell is one tough cookie.
Not if you keep dropping back and getting sacked five times in a game. He can be tough as he want, but he gonna be seeing ghosts like Derek Carr was at some point.
That was Sam Darnold saw ghosts.
No, I know, but I'm just saying Derek Carr's career got ruined because he got sacked so much.
Yeah, I took the Commanders. I took the Commanders in this one, of course.
You mean
David Carr? I'm sorry, David Carr. Yeah, David Carr.
Herman, who did you have in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Commanders in this game too. I expected them. They were at home. I expected them to win this game. You can't have your quarterback dropping back 51 times, and you cannot win a game rushing for 29 yards. It's not going to work, man. And I don't know, man. Chicago could be a very good team. For one, they need to learn to play 4 quarters because it just seemed like that game started to really close in on them in that second half. You know, Washington started trying to come back. But yeah, Chicago's got to learn to play full game. Washington, I'm assuming y'all got to get rid of your coaching staff. Y'all need to. I think that's part of the problem is now that you have new ownership, I think they need to y'all need to tank it. Not tank, but you need to do a serious rebuild, a real rebuild. Stop playing with these retread or low round quarterbacks, you know, hoping that Sam Howell he might be able to get you there. Get rid of that coaching staff, you know, get you a good GM and start it over, man. Like keep the smallest amount of players, the core that you know that's worth keeping, and really build. Y'all claim or scream that Dan Snyder was the reason for y'all's losing, and you're still doing it. So until you get rid of all remnants of Snyder, I guess you're still going to be under that supposed curse or whatever. So start a true rebuild, a real one, and just deal with the consequences of having to be sorry or whatever for a couple of years to get better. I mean, it's not working the way they're doing it now. Oh, and I was playing against DJ Moore in fantasy, and I still won.
Marcus?
Yeah, so his defense. You might be right. They might have the worst defense in the NFC. I think there's worse defense in the whole NFL. New England Patriots for one. I think
that's why I say the NFC.
Yeah, the NFC. I don't think any Washington fan should be happy when they drafted Forbes. He's too small. He's too small. He's getting burnt. Like you said, they switched him off of DJ Moore, and DJ Moore is not even one of the best receivers in the league. They got to play the Eagles 2 times a year, and if they put him on AJ Brown, it's just going to be all over and done with. Do not put that dude on AJ Brown by himself. Don't put him on AJ Brown at all. You better off put him on what's the other, Devontae Smith. He's smaller, but don't put him on.
Did they ever double team him though? I don't recall seeing them double teaming though.
I don't know, but that dude is going to get bodied by AJ Brown.
AJ, yes.
And I don't think they play the Seahawks this year, but Lord, they do that. Put that dude on Metcalf. He's too small. And somebody said Jack Del Rio is garbage. The defense is not garbage. And I mean, you should have to pass the ball 57 times, but when you're down by so much, you had no choice. I guess that wasn't Benami's first choice, but when you're down there by that much, you don't need to try to run the ball. But I picked Washington for the obvious reasons, and then I was wrong.
And for the record, Brian did get this one right. He lone wolfed the Bears.
Yeah, I know. He was gloating after the game. All right, so we're moving on to the next game. We have the New York Jets, the 1-3 New York Jets, taking on the 1-3 Denver Broncos.
Yeah, somebody needs to change their hat.
Uh-oh. He did it wrong?
Who that?
Who that? You lone wolfed.
Let me verify.
I don't know why you did that.
Yeah, buddy. There you go.
I didn't think it was going to get that butt beat like that.
There you go. We had the New York Football Jets winning this game, 31-21. Stats, we have the Russell Wilson, 20 for 31, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jameel McLaurin, 9 carries, 88 yards.
68.
Yeah, I can't see the little small 68.
Yes, 68 yards.
68 yards. No touchdowns. Samaji Perine, 4 catches, 73 yards, no touchdowns. For the Jets, you had Zach Wilson, 19 for 26, 199 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Breece Hall, 22 carries for 177 yards, 1 touchdown. Nice 72-yard rush. That was beautiful. Then you have Tyler Conklin, 4 catches for 64 yards on this one. Mark, I'll go first on this one. I chose the Jets on this one, of course, and I was right on this one. The Jets, the Jets really, they started out slow in this particular game. The offense was like sputtering. The Broncos had to leave like 13-8 in there, I believe. Then the Jets finally kicked in gear about the second half, and they started doing things. It was sparked after that Hall 72-yard run, but the Jets didn't look behind after that, and they went on and smoked them, you say. But I took the Jets on this one, and they were victorious. Herman, who did you have in this one?
Yeah, I went with the Jets in this one too. mainly because of their defense. I felt like their defense could definitely keep them in this game, and I felt like the offense could do just enough. But man, I don't understand why the Broncos are so bad at this point. At this point, I'm starting to look at them a little sideways. And I'm suspect of what's going on in Denver because I'm feeling like Sean Payton maybe just tanking so he can start to build the team the way he wants it built. You know, now there's all these rumors about trading away players for picks and stuff, but your leading receiver was one of your running backs, and you got Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. I'm not understanding. I just feel like something fishy is going on in Denver. But if we pick any more games with Denver, I won't be picking them. Like I can't see picking Denver against anybody. You know what I mean? Over anybody. So I picked the Jets. I got it right. Something fishy is going on in Denver.
And it's crazy what you say about the Jets defense, and they were the one that turning factor that pretty much sealed the game for them with that fumble, the fumble recovery for touchdown. So yeah. Marcus,
I totally underestimated the Jets and over. I said this was you know what? And I said this was the one I flipped a coin for.
That's why
it's landed wrong.
You did say that because I was trying to figure out why did he pick them.
He flipped the coin on it and flipped wrong.
Yeah. So I couldn't figure out who to pick, but it's obvious. You say what's fishy? The fishy is their defense is terrible. Their defense is terrible. That's where the fishy is at, and the offense hasn't all the way got together yet. It I shouldn't have been surprised if Jets won this one because their defense is just terrible. But I picked the Broncos and I was wrong.
All right. So the next game we have is the 0-4 Carolina Panthers taking on the 3-1 Detroit Hot Lions. In this particular game, the Detroit they blew the doors off this one. They won 42-24. The only sad part about this game is left guard Chandler Zaloa. There was a frightening scene. He fell face down on the turf after what looked like a standard block. He fell down and he ended up having a neck injury. So the last thing report, he came out the hospital. Everything looks fine. He's recovering now, but that was a scary moment in this particular game. Stats on this one is the Jared Goff 20 for what's that 38, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery 19 carries for 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Josh Reynolds 4 catches for 76 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young 25 for 41, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Chuba Hubbard 9 carries, 35 yards. Adam Thielen 11 catches for 107 yards and 1 touchdown. Marcus, who did you pick in this one?
I mean, of course, I picked Detroit. It's obviously Detroit is a much better team than the Panthers are right now. You'd been crazy to pick Detroit unless you're just betting some money and just hoping any given Sunday was going to happen. But I mean, and this was without what's his name, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
St.
Brown, yeah.
And that dude, Aiden Hutchinson, that dude's the real deal. And what's the Russian Chuba Hubbard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hope that's a nickname because boy, if your parents used to school with that name, and imagine if he was a little bit chunky.
He probably got it because he was chunky.
Maybe he did. Well, if that's the case, he get the last laugh in the NFL now. So, but I picked Detroit and Detroit won.
Yeah, I took Detroit in this one too, man. I think Jared Goff is playing real well right now, and it'd be nice to see if they can keep this up, to see what Mr. Bites and Kneecaps can do with this team. They trailing in the right direction. They doing what they're supposed to do against teams that are less talented than they are. This is what you're supposed to do to them. So I took Detroit in this one, and I was right. Herman, who'd you have in this?
Yeah, I picked Detroit in this one also. We all four picked Detroit in this one. I mean, we basically knew that Carolina wasn't going to be able to produce enough offense to keep up with Detroit. Lions are definitely. I mean, looking at it right now, I don't see anybody challenging them for the division. I thought that Minnesota was going to challenge them, but I'm not seeing that now. Right now, I feel like Detroit is the front runner for the division. I guess it's going to be how they compare to some of the other teams in the NFC. But right now the Lions definitely look good. Crazy thing is they're doing it without the running back. What's his name? Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, number one draft choice. Yeah.
Was he hurt the last game?
I believe.
Maybe he was out because he's not on the stat sheet. Like, it's like, why'd they draft this guy?
Number one.
Yeah. It's like you might have wasted this pick because Montgomery's getting it done. So, but yeah, I picked Detroit and I did get this one right. And like I said, we all picked Detroit.
Okay. Keeping it moving to the next game, we had the Baltimore Ravens, the 3-1 Baltimore Ravens, taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers of 2-2. This game ended up being close, but it was a typical Ravens and Steelers game. It's low scoring, not a whole lot of flashy offensive plays on both sides, but it was entertaining. This was very entertaining. The Steelers ended up pulling it out 17-10. The stats for this one, we had Kenny Pickett, 18 for 32, 224 yards, 1 touchdown. Jaylen Warren, 9 catches, 40 yards. George Pickens, 6 catches for 130 yards, 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 22 for 36, 236 yards, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. We'll get back to that one. Gus Edwards, 12 carries for 48 yards. Zay Flowers, 5 catches for 73 yards. Herman, who did you have in this one?
Yeah, I picked the Ravens in this one. I expected them to do a lot better than what they've been doing. It's hard. It's crazy to me watching Pittsburgh. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what your offensive coordinator is doing. Like
he don't even.
It's mind blowing. Like, yeah, it's mind blowing watching y'all on offense. So how y'all? I mean, kudos and props to you for pulling this one off and for being 3-2.
And top of the division now.
Yeah, I don't even know how you're doing it. Honestly, you're doing it in spite of your offensive coordinator. I don't understand why Mike Tomlin won't get rid of that dude. He's terrible. But I did pick the Ravens, and I got this wrong. So.
All right. On this one, I took the Ravens also. I thought the Ravens gave his game away, to be honest with you. They dropped. They dropped about 5 or 6 touchdowns, man. They were wide open passes. The Ravens had more. They just had more opportunities to put the Steelers away, and they didn't do it. I didn't understand it. They could have took full range of the AFC North and had a 3-0 victory on the road. They just couldn't overcome their mistakes. Did you guys see the offense coordinator for us, Canada, reaction when Pickett threw the touchdown? He did not look like he was thrilled about it. That wasn't a play that he called.
It must not. He literally was sitting there looking like, what's going on? Like
He audible out of that play and saw George Pickens 1-on-1, and he called it, and it was a right call.
bro,
He was not happy about that.
Yeah, that just shows you the problem, the level of issues that's in that quarterback room and with that OC.
It might not be Pickett. It might be the offense coordinator.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think it was Pickett. I mean, honestly, I
know it ain't Pickett.
Yeah.
I know it ain't Pickett. I know it ain't. On the other hand, on the Ravens side, though, their offense coordinator, Munkett, he had a pretty good. He had a pass-friendly offense in there for Lamar. They were making plays with the wide receivers. They just couldn't catch the ball. The Nelson Aguilar drop, oh, my God. He could have just walked in the end zone in that one.
Bruh.
Like
they was like, yeah.
They gave it to us.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews was a touchdown, too.
He dropped one in the end zone, yes. I mean, there was about 5 touchdown drops in this game, at least. But I took the Ravens in this one, but I'm happy I lost this one.
Yeah, we are all four. Oh, sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, I took the Ravens as well, and it's like I said, it was just too many missed opportunities. And apparently the NFL, whoever picks this, felt it was definitely not Lamar's fault either, because Lamar was up for Offensive Player of the Week this week.
But them stats?
Yes, he was. I was like, what? I said,
Wait, what?
Yes, he was up for Offensive Player of the Week. So whoever decides that, either a diehard Ravens fan or they was like, it wasn't Lamar's fault. They lost that game.
That's crazy.
They must be a Ravens fan.
Something.
But it wasn't his fault. Like I said, there's at least 2 or 3 touchdowns in there that they just dropped. It was just it was a typical NFC North, AFC North game, and the Ravens unfortunately came out on as a loser in it. But I picked the Ravens, and I was wrong.
Okay. We moving on to the next game. We had the 3-1 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 4-0 49ers. This game, the Niners won it 40-10.
42-10.
42-10.
I'm sorry. What did I say? 40-10? 42-10. I'm sorry.
Don't take that 2 points from them.
In this particular game, we had Brock Purdy, 17 for 24, 252 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jordan Mason, 10 carries for 69 yards, 1 touchdown. George Kittle, 3 catches, 67 yards, 3 touchdowns. On Dallas end, Dak Prescott, 14 for 24, 103 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Tony Pollard, 8 carries for 29 yards. Receiving CeeDee Lamb, 4 catches for 49 yards. This one, I took the 49ers on it. He threw Purdy threw 3 of his 4 touchdown passes straight to Kittle. Their defense hounded the Cowboys all game long. When they jumped out the 14 to nothing lead, I was like, I don't know if the Cowboys can play catch up with this team. They never threatened, them after that particular point. This was their 15th straight regular season win. This is the 5th time that they have went 5-0 to start the season. They took they took the open kickoff and just went downfield and destroyed it from there. What else can you say? But I took the Niners in this one. Marcus, who did you have in this?
I also took the Niners. You pretty much summed it up. It was just they dominated, and then they started to pull away in the second half. Just wasn't a good showing on the Cowboys' part. But I picked the 49ers, and the 49ers won.
Herman?
Is he delaying or is it me? I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, this game was over before it started, in all honesty. I'm not going to sit up here and make any excuses for Dallas. They play like crap. point blank period. And the 49ers came out and dominated them and showed why the 49ers are the best team in the league right now. Not just the NFC. They're the best team in the league. They are the most consistent team. Their defense comes out there and they ball out. They even, I mean, Purdy is playing good football. I do not believe in Purdy.
It's hurting you to say that.
It's not.
It is hurting you to say that.
I can't believe in Purdy. I just can't. I just can't do it. I can't. I don't care. I can't because
my God,
if I had to pick a quarterback, I'm picking Patrick Mahomes over Purdy. I just am.
I mean, everybody would.
I'm picking Jalen Hurts over Purdy. Okay. And I'm a Cowboys fan.
Wait a minute. Ho. So you switching your hate for the Eagles now and going over to
not hate for Purdy. It's just I just can't buy into Purdy. I just can't.
He hasn't made any mistakes. He don't make mistakes.
He's a system quarterback. They don't ask him to do much. He's got great talent around him. He has a great offensive line. But I'm just not buying. Like if in a 2-minute drill, in all honesty, in a 2-minute drill, I can't say I'm picking Purdy.
Have they had to come back?
They haven't had to come back on nobody.
No, they have not.
See.
Okay, so that is a test. That is a test.
Yes, it's easy to play ahead of people, but I'm not trying to take away from him because he's playing mistake-free football, but he has everything around him to make that work. 49ers, best team in the league right now, but Vince, you will be buying me dinner because they will not be winning the Super Bowl. I promise that. So I did pick the 49ers. I got this one wrong, and Brian also picked the 49ers, and he got it wrong too.
I'm just amazed that you gave Brock just a little bit of credit.
Yeah, I mean he played a great game. I can't even lie. He torched the Cowboys secondary. He really did. But again, it's easy to play when you're in front.
I mean, so if we're going to say Brock Purdy is a system quarterback, then we have to say Kyle Shanahan is the best head coach ever because he made Jimmy Garoppolo a winner. But see, he was losing. But he was losing before Jimmy Garoppolo got there. He wasn't doing all that. I think he had 2 other starting quarterbacks before Garoppolo got there, and he had a losing record.
Well, you got to have a little bit of talent to work with. I mean, if you get a guy you can get him to buy into, don't throw it to the other team. That's the most important thing that you can get a quarterback to do.
Yeah.
Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
That can make everything else work, and that's what he's doing. When you got McCaffrey back there, it's easier. I still don't understand why the hell the Panthers got rid of McCaffrey either. That's just how stupid.
McCaffrey he only averaged 2.6.
Yeah, he did. I mean, but still, it was still the threat. The threat of McCaffrey messed with a lot of Dallas's defense of the other things that they like to do.
But you know what though? If you got McCaffrey right, I want to save him for the long run.
That too.
I want to see him going in December and January.
Yep.
January. So I don't want him to be banged up, hurt earlier. So you give him a few little carries now, let him, twinkle him in there a little bit. But I want him around in December and January.
Yeah, but I can give San Francisco their props. They are definitely the lead runner in the NFC, and I think they're playing the best football right now in the league. I think they're the top team in the league.
And you know what's crazy is mostly almost a lot of teams. I would say more teams than not. They go in shotgun a lot. They spread offense, and San Francisco and Miami playing with fullbacks and doing I formation. It might be a swing because the Shanahan tree is going to be tremendous.
Oh, of course, it's going to grow. Of course,
it's going to be tremendous.
Absolutely. All right, so we're getting the final game of the week. We had the 2-2 Green Bay Packers taking on the 1-3 Las Vegas Raiders. This game, Raiders won it 17-13. Stats on this one is Jimmy Garoppolo, 22 for 31, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Josh Jacobs, 20 carries for 69 yards, 1 touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 7 catches for 75 yards, 1 touchdown. Green Bay, Jordan Love, 16 for 30, 162 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. AJ Dillon, 20 carries, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. Christian Watkins, Watson, 3 catches, 91 yards, 0 touchdowns. Marcus, who did you have in this game?
I picked Green Bay, and obviously I overrated Green Bay this season. But I mean, can you blame me? I wasn't going to pick no Josh McDaniels led team. I'm not going to pick the Raiders anytime this year. So I feel like this shouldn't go against my picking record because I'm not picking Josh McDaniels led team. So yeah, Jordan Love looked horrible. 3 picks. Yeah, it didn't look good at all. I expected better from them. I doubt I'll be picking Green Bay again this year either. So I'm glad they played. I ain't got to debate on who I'm going to pick because I'm not picking either one of those again this year. So, but I picked Green Bay, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I did the same, Marcus. I took Green Bay in this one, man. This game kind of was a slow developing one for me. I had Green Bay to really go out there and really do some things to get them. They were missing Aaron Jones in this particular game, but A.J. Dillon came out running well. He started out. But the play that really got me was the pass to Christian Watson, and Marcus Peters gave him the collar tackle to save the touchdown. That made it save the game.
It did.
And you know, I don't see how that's a horse collar. I thought you had to fall down behind him.
No, you can't grab him anywhere.
You can't grab him. Yeah.
But it's crazy. If he had long hair, if he'd grabbed the hair, it'd have been okay. It'd have been legal. Yeah.
You just can't grab within.
You can't grab him nowhere in the neck.
Yeah.
You can thank that boy. What's your boy? Williams.
Roy Williams. Yeah.
The safety for Cowboys, because he broke a lot of people legs.
It was one person. It was T.I. It was T.O. And that's why.
Didn't he damage a lot of people?
It was one. He didn't do it to nobody else.
Okay, he didn't do it, but didn't Donovan McNabb get his ankle?
Somebody did it to Donovan McNabb, I think, too. Yeah.
But see, I felt like that wasn't. I mean, I guess technically it is, but he didn't fall down. He just grabbed him and put him.
But you can't grab in the back of the. Anyway. Yeah, you can't grab that back there no more. Period. Yeah.
They call it a horse collar tackle. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't grab that thing. But I took the Packers, and of course I got this one wrong too. Herman, who did you have in this one?
Yeah, again, like Marcus said, I was not picking the Raiders. I'm not picking Josh McDaniels, and we're gonna have a problem because what we're gonna do is we're gonna when the Broncos play the Raiders, we're gonna pick that game. we're gonna make us pick somebody in that.
Call
game.
It the Loser Bowl.
Yep, that's it. But yeah, man, it's that was a shocker to see. I think, like Marcus said, I overrated Green Bay too. I expected to see them do better, but Green Bay has a lot of injuries right now, and so True. It's understandable, you know, why they're not performing. But again, I would have never picked the Raiders anyway, so I picked the Packers, and I got that one wrong.
All right, so that concludes our picks for the last week. How did you guys do?
I'm 2-4.
2-4.
That's a bad week.
2-4.
Oh, wow.
It was a terrible week.
Yeah,
this wasn't a good week at all.
At all.
All right, so we're gonna get into next week's the following week 6 picks.
Yep.
We've got the Denver Broncos playing at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a Thursday night game. Marcus, who you got in this one?
I had to flip no coin on this. I'm going with the Chiefs.
You say you did not have to flip no coin?
I had to flip no coin on this one. I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm not flipping no coin either. I'm taking the Chiefs. Herman?
Yeah, give me the Chiefs. That's a no-brainer.
We're going to assume Brian was going to pick the Chiefs. He ain't crazy.
Yeah, he ain't crazy.
Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens, and they playing this over in London again. The Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tennessee Titans. This was a tough one for me. I want to believe in the Ravens on this one. I'm gonna take the Ravens on this. I'm going Ravens. Herman.
Yeah, this is. Do we know who's going over there first? I need to know who's flying over first. Because whoever flies over there first and gets accustomed, they're gonna win the game. Give me the Titans.
Marcus.
This is a little hard one to pick, but the Titans aren't looking that great. So, I don't believe the Ravens are going to have a misstep like they had last week. Going to be all them drop passes, and overall, I believe in the Ravens. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Drinking a purple Kool-Aid again this week, huh?
What y'all pick the Titans?
I guess I loaned the.
I took the Ravens.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. We don't know what Brian would have picked on this.
I don't know what he would have picked. So,
all right.
Next week.
Next game, we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Houston Texans. Herman, who you got in this one?
I'm going with the Saints in this one. Saints are playing some pretty decent ball, yeah. Give me the Texans. I'm sorry. Give me the Saints. Yeah, Saints.
Saints are 3-2. Texans are 2-3, but the Texans has been playing well. I'm gonna go with them young Texans. I'm taking Texans in this one. Marcus.
Yeah, I picked the Saints to win the division, and they are playing pretty good. But I like what I'm seeing from the Texans. I think DeMarco Murray is doing. That's his name, right? The coach, DeMarco Murray.
No.
D'Amico Ryan.
D'Amico Ryan.
D'Amico Ryan. I like what he's doing up there. C.J. Stroud good. I'm gonna take the Texans on this
one. I think Brian would have picked the Saints though.
Okay. All right. The next game we got is the 4-1 Detroit Lions taking on the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Marcus, who you got in this one?
Of course, I'm taking the Lions. I mean, even though Tampa Bay is looking pretty good, I'm taking the Lions. I like them better. Like I said, I'm drinking that blue Kool-Aid this year. I'm all about the Lions. Every time they come up, I'm picking them pretty much. So I'm taking the Lions.
I'm agree with you on this one, Marcus. I think the Lions are riding the momentum right now. I'm gonna take the Lions on this too. Herman, who you got?
I'm actually going with the Bucks. I think that Bakerfield is playing good. This is almost like the rejuvenation bowl of two quarterbacks who were kind of written off, and now they're playing good football. So Bucks are at home. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I think the Lions are gonna slip up here.
This dude is just a lone wolf and all over the place.
I know, right?
He's gonna be winning one of the caps, one way or the other. All right, next game we got the 1-4 New York Giants taking on the up and down 3-2 Buffalo Bills. They killing me, man. They killing me. I'm only checking the Bills.
Are you eyeing about this? You really eyeing? It's the Giants, sir.
I know, but I'm like the Bills are up and down, man.
Whatever, they ain't that down.
Hey, down. Hey,
I'm taking the Bills. Give me the Bills.
Down.
Yeah, I won't be lone wolf in this one. Give me the Bills, definitely.
Marcus.
Yeah, give me the Bills.
Right, like what?
Hey, man, they find some way to goof up something.
Man, have you seen the Giants play this year?
Yeah. All they got is running Daniel run. That's all they got.
In Orchard Park, and they playing in Orchard Park too. Come on.
Yeah, they don't even have that no more. He hurt.
All right, so the last pick we got is the 3-2 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 2-2 LA Chargers. We're gonna go Marcus. Who you got?
I'm picking my Cowboys, sir. Get the Cowboys.
Sick right now.
I believe the Cowboys gonna bounce back.
He's just a clown.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. This is why I'm picking the Cowboys. This is probably gonna be a close game, and Deuce Steady is gonna find some way to mess it up.
Or Kellen Moore will do something stupid with his play calling.
Deuce Steady is gonna find some way to mess this game up. It's gonna be close, and because of that one mistake, he's gonna go for it on the fourth down when he shouldn't go. Cowboys are gonna win this game, so I'm picking the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys in this one too. I don't believe in much in Chargers, even though they're playing in LA. I don't think the Chargers are gonna be able to pull this one out. Cowboys get a bounce back game. I give them a victory. Give me the Cowboys.
Mind the
Herman?
zone right now. Yeah, of course I'm going with the Cowboys. I think they're going to bounce back and get this one. The Chargers aren't 49ers, and even though the Chargers will have had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, but I just feel like Dallas has to get some get back. We're hurting right now in some positions, but just when you got to bite down and get gritty and get a win. So I'm going with the Cowboys, of course.
I'm telling you, the Cowboys are going to win this game because of Deuce Steady. I'm telling you, he's going to do something stupid.
The crack kills and still does.
All right, so that take care of our picks for week 6. We about to come to the end of the show. We talk about our final thoughts. I guess I'll start it off with my final thought. I think this coach is a legendary coach, but he probably coached his last season this year. You all know who he is, and that's Bill Belichick. I think we've seen the last of Bill Belichick this season. So, with that said, you might as well get ready to turn the reins over to your son and the Belichick tree, because it's about to be done for him.
Talk about nepotism. Now, first of all, they need to get rid of all that Patriot way. They need to get rid from all of that.
We'll find out, but I think he's done.
Don't hire his son.
Don't do that. He's terrible.
Herbert, what's your final thought?
So I've been thinking about the NFL needs to do something and change this Thursday night football. I feel like they need to move it. Like if they want to have Thursday night should be eliminated. It should be Friday night or maybe even Saturday night. I know because of college. Well, how about 2 Sunday night games? Something like that or something.
We don't even like 2 Monday night games. How we going
I know, but they have to do something. The Thursday night games, they're just not really that good. And it's not just because of the teams that they're picking to play on them. It's because these players aren't getting enough recovery time, in between that Sunday and that Thursday night game. So something needs to give. I don't know what it could be. I mean, it's less college games on Friday night, I think, than it is Saturday night.
It's less, but I think they're not gonna play an NFL game on the same night as a college game. Even though the Friday night college games do be mediocre, if we just make a Thursday night, it do be mediocre as hell.
But they got to figure. I don't know. They got to figure something out. Something has to change. It's not. I think they're going to start losing viewership, even though it's the only game on. People are going to kind of get tired of it, and then you're like, I'm not going to stay up and watch that game. I got to work on Friday.
Only if you're a fan. Only if you're a fan of the team.
Yeah, that's right, and that's where the problem is going to come in. So, but yeah, that's my final thought is Thursday night games, got to figure out something else.
Marcus, any final thoughts?
I really ain't got one. Y'all pretty much covered it. I'm good.
All right, well, take us out of here.
Before we get out of here, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Lev Game. We're on Twitter /X at The Lev Game 3. And on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.